My eLife at Date with Destiny. My name's Amber MacArthur. I'm a blogger, podcaster, and technology journalist, and I've been covering the social networking space since the late 1990s. Over the years, many of these sites have been pretty good at distracting us, but not so great at helping us interact with the people who mean the most in our lives. My eLife plans to change that. We're going to talk to some people about how they currently manage their communications before they've had a chance to use My eLife.
MySpace seems to be more for younger kids wanting to hook up and show off their wares, if you will. It's hard to have meaningful relationships or develop meaningful relationships on MySpace.
I didn't really use it though to be in contact with my friends. It was mostly like people I didn't really know, because it's like people always add you and it's like who has more friends kind of thing.
You get enough requests from friends and they turn out to be just somebody trying to sell you something, or a porn site, or something along those lines. And I think it turns off a lot, especially older people, that the older generation, that they have families, they have business, they have more meaningful things to do with their lives, and MySpace, I think, is more of a time suck than bringing productivity, value, and meaning to your life.
You get an email from MySpace saying you got an email. It doesn't make any sense. So then you click on the link, and then you eventually, as it's loading and loading and loading, or you have to log in sometimes if you're on a different computer, and then you finally get in, and then you're like, okay, and then you go to it, and then you click on it, and then it's spam or something like that anyway, so you just wasted like 10 minutes just going on there, checking a message that wasn't really even a message anyways.
Facebook, at least it's, I think their basis is a little more around learning, having sprung from the Harvard and the educational realm. But again, it's, I think there's still more that can be done.
Every now and then I get a message from somebody and I email them back. I added a couple photos to it. I didn't create any big albums. I kind of like how the albums are linked together with people you know and stuff like that. So that's kind of cool. But again, it's nothing that I really want to utilize anything, like constant, because it just takes so much time.
For it to really be functional and meaningful, I think it has to be a site that truly improves the people's productivity, whether it's through being able to communicate better or being able to collect and aggregate thoughts that they want to refer to in the future, or as a filter for other like-minded people, filtering out whether it's blogs or videos or news reports on the web that are meaningful and relevant to me and the interests that I have. And I think if you can blend the two, a contribution and a cause, based along with making it more productive and useful in my daily life, I think that's something that'll work for everyone.
So the site is in alpha right now. What does that mean?
Well, once you've developed software, we do a lot of QA internally. So our QA engineers go against it. We have automated testing on it. Then we throw lots of load at it to see whether or not it's going to break anywhere. We've gone through that process, and now we have to put real users on it. So these are people who don't know how to use the program and are going to do things to us that we don't expect them to do. And we got to see how the site's going to respond when someone does something we didn't expect them to do.
All right, when you say lots of load, what does that mean?
So lots of users. So we simulate users. They're not real users out there. We simulate lots and lots of users so that we can see what's going to happen not when one user is asking the thing, but what happens when 100,000 users hit it.
So basically the site is kind of in the initial phase, and it will develop over time as there's more user input.
Yeah, so this will be the first time users have actually been on it. So that's part of what an alpha is. The other part is we aren't completely done with the functionality. You don't reach functionality where you lock down the functionality until you get into beta, which we expect that to happen at the end of March. So we're about 50% of the functionality right now, and you can do kind of the base things, because most of the time what happens is you build the bases first, then you build all the cute, cool things on top of that base, and that's about the place that we're at right now. I think people are going to be happy with where we're at. They're going to get a good understanding of what we're doing. We've thrown in some real cool things that we're going to be able to experience this week, like creating this tribute where you're going to be able to do something really cool for a significant other or someone just who means a lot to you. So I think that's going to be real nice for the people. But the functionality is not what we're showing with the prototype and showing with the future piece of it. We're not seeing that. That's not all of that functionality is not in the site. And then in addition to that, so that people can experience what we keep showing them and see where we're going with this, we put up on the site another URL that's the same thing. So it's mye-life.com/futures. And what Tony and I keep showing there, you guys can all, the users can go and navigate it as well.
All right, so when you say functionality, just for the tech novices out there, what you really mean are features on the site. So
That's
different
right.
components that really make up the site, and those are the technical features that exist.
Yeah, so let's look at My Communications. So in My Communications, we show